Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand up.
Hello friends, and welcome again to another Street Fighter Duel video. In this video, I'll be explaining 3 units that people have been asking me about and want me to know how the rotation works for maximizing their damage. And they are Evil Ryu, Akuma, and Flame Chun-Li. And there's a lot of content creators, a lot of people in the community, you can check them in the Discord in the link below, that have described them, talked about them, such as Bookish, Tix, and other content creators like Painblade. And as you see, we came to a conclusion and a way to rotate them and how to maximize their damage. And I'm gonna show you and talk about it real quick and tell you about it. First of all, I want to talk about something that I mentioned in my last video about Evil Ryu, that his C1 is not working and he doesn't deplete the enemy energy bar. And this was true until after my video was released. Within 5 hours, they did a small update, and many people confirmed that the update was there. It was like 2,500 kilobytes. It was a small update. They patched it. It's a shadow patch, as they do always with their shady moves. I don't know why they don't describe it here. And his C1 works, but not like the way that we want. It works when you have 10 stacks, and it's supposed to be 5 stacks, but it works when you have 10 stacks on Satsui no Iki on Evil Ryu, and it works one time, and it didn't work consistently when we were testing. He depletes the energy. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's not situational. It's a guarantee hit with his C1 when a C3 is applied. He hits and he depletes the energy, but it's still not working fine. Whatever you did, devs, you just messed up again. Please, whenever you fix something, just let us know in the description. At least if you don't want to release shadow dev notes or patch notes, and give it to us on for the community on Discord. Anyway, talking about this, putting this aside, people are asking me why you should go with your tests. Why we have the trials. Sometimes I do. Most of the time I do the trials, and sometimes I go the extra mile. I go to my fighting heart, I reset everything to 0. I do this extra step. Just, I know it's not efficient for the account. As you see, I had 6,000 plus diamonds. I got less now because I'm testing, and I want to give the perfect information, because unfortunately we don't have a test server like other games have, other decent games. So you should understand that something with the fighting heart is like, you gain abilities and you gain stacks and skills. Like this one gains 10% damage bonus for 5 seconds after triggering a crit. So if you crit, you gain 10% damage boost for 5 seconds. Other units have damage boost also. If you after entering the battle, the first active skill will grant you a fighter 8% damage boost, and so on. So what do you need to understand? That we do this, we try them here, we try them in the tower, we try them in PvP, we try them everywhere. And also I try them in the Crusade. Also, of course, it's not the best way to test any unit. The best way to test any unit is the trials, and there we go. And I will explain something about Akuma. So Akuma, his major... I have a whale friend, and I have another whale friend, but one of them is a mega whale and the other one is a spender, to not the same extent. The other one have him at 5 stars, all the cars, plus 30. The other guy have him just triple S, all the cars, and plus 30. The guy with the 5 stars doesn't do the damage that the other guy does, and they're on the same server, and they're on the same leaderboards. And he tells me why I can't do the same damage that he does. I have the same lineup that he uses, the same assist that he uses. The difference is the other one is using a different rotation. And this whale that told me about that, he says in his replay it's bugged, I think, because he misses his C2 with Akuma the first time. And it's not a bug, he does that intentionally, and I'm not gonna explain why. And the other guy does triple or quadruple the damage of the Megalodon that is doing it. So what is about Akuma? Akuma depends on his conquer stacks for his C2. And how he depends on his conquer stacks is when he have 3 extreme stacks, then his C2 will stop being Raging Demon and become Shinshan Gokusetsu. So after striking the enemy, gain 1 extreme and lose all stacks of Conqueror. If 3 extreme of Conqueror, that's it. If 3 extreme are active, a skill changes to Shensho Gokusetsu for the next time. Shensho Gokusetsu uses all the extreme stacks, and no conqueror stacks are consumed using these skills. So, how do you perma get, and they have 6 cards. So people that you don't have 6 cards, it doesn't work for you. For the people that have 6 cards, I will explain how it works for all of you whales or people that got lucky and have him to triple S and you have him at 6 cards. His 6 cards is, after unleashing Shensho Gokusetsu, receive 1 stack of extreme for every current stack of conquerors. So it's an infinite loop. You will have 3 conqueror stacks and 3 extreme stacks. When you have 3 extreme stacks, you're gonna have 3 conqueror stacks, vice versa. This will continue like this. There will be no raging demon anymore. It's Shensho Gokusetsu. So how do you go about it? As we see here in his skill, so he strikes the enemy, increases the damage, and gain 1 stack of Conqueror upon use. If there's already 3 stacks of Conqueror, gain 1 stack of Extreme. Cool beans. And his C2, as we said, reduces this. So how to gain stacks of Extreme to make them 3 and then gain... And watch out, his FS is, when Conquer is active, normal attacks become Ashura Senku, which deal 50% more damage and fill the energy bar. This is how you fill your combo meter with it. Ashura and gain 1 extreme. So you gain 1 extreme from, if you have it plus 20 and you start your combo, you gain 2 stacks of extreme, not 1. And this is how we're gonna capitalize on it. So when you start the battle, of course we ramp up the damage, the combo meter, because we want to benefit from it. And this is why he doesn't work with Evil Ryu. If you're not gonna use his C2, or can, if you're not gonna use his C2, you're not gonna be able to use the C1. So we start with him, a C1, no C2. As you said, we start with him, a C1, and no C2 for him. And now look at him. Look what he has. He has 2 Conqueror, 3 Extreme. So we use him now, and here we go. He hit, continue with Dalsim. As you see up on top of his bar, he have 3 Conquerors, 3 Extreme, and it's an endless loop. He never loses anymore his stacks. He continue, and no more losing any kind of stacks whatsoever. And if you look on top of his head, he has 3 Extreme, 3 Conqueror. It's an endless loop. This is how you maximize his damage, and he goes crazy. He goes off. He just like loses his mind and go and annihilate everybody. Especially, and his teammate died, it will give him another Conqueror. If somebody else dies, it will give him Conqueror. Yes, and he have a lifesteal, I think, or something like that. You can check it if you finish the battle. I'm not gonna let it go till the end. You can check it, and you can check the damage with using him immediately or using him and waiting. So first time, don't use his C2. Second time, you can use his C2. Why it doesn't work with Evil Ryu? Now here we're gonna talk. So Evil Ryu will buff him for 25%. And if a C3 was used, he will give him the Satsui no Iki stacks. But the problem with them is you need to start with Mad Ryu 3 times to get that times 9 or times 10 at least stacks for the maximum damage. And you need to land all your combos. So you need to use the C2 of Akuma. And then you need to start with Akuma and not land the C2. But you need to use a C3 to land the trigger effect of Evil Ryu. And they're not the best synergy together. Somebody told me I'm dealing massive damage with them. I said, okay, remove your Akuma, use somebody else. That doesn't depend on him not using his C2 the first time. And he was arguing and just exploding my head. And in the end, he tried what I told him and he said, oh, damn, yeah, I'm making even more damage with this lineup. Thank you. And I told him, no, the unit that you're using, he was using Chun-Li. I told him it's not for the maximum damage. You use it with the Evil Ryu. It's a good way because she gives more bars and you do more attacks. But you can use somebody like a heavy hitter to go and explode. And he used Guile and then told me, oh, even more damage. But he was blinded by Akuma because he was stubborn and stuck with his idea that Akuma is dealing more damage with Evil Ryu, which is false. He does more damage than normally he does if you play with him around the plus 25, not around the Satsui stacks, which is happening with the events. The Satsui no Iki stack doesn't give you more damage to your team, to Akuma, to anybody else. The plus 25% that Evil Ryu have is giving him the more damage. So this out of the way, now one of my favorite units now becoming in the game is this. I don't have her, I'm free to play. I will unfortunately never have her. So how does she work? All of her thing that works is with flame penetration. She can give it with her super, and she can give it with her C2. So how to maximize this? And you need like 25, at least 25 stacks of flame penetration. 50 is the best, it's the maximum stacks, and you go wild with your flame damage team. And I tried many tests with her, many people tried many tests with her. You can ask Bookish, specifically Bookish on Discord if you want, go and ask him. He mastered her in every way, and he knows how she works. So, and her cards in the end, when there's 25 stacks of flame penetration, it's a 25% boost of effect accuracy and damage to all the and flame damage to your entire team. And when it's 50, it's 100% crit rate and 100% extra flame damage from your all team. So she's used in a fire team, and how you use her is you start with her. You need to start with her and land the C2 at least twice or 3 times if you could, and then you start with your carry, whatever your carry is, Fashion Blanca or Dalsim. We use Dalsim when he's maxed to 6 cards, or Fashion Blanca if you build him up. And this is how you ramp up the damage with her. Okay, so you start with her, do a C1, C2, and you drop another time. And let's see how much stacks are there. It's 21, and now we'll make them 25. Okay, we did make them more than 25. I could go to 30 actually, but I missed the timing. So here we go. We use this, that, and she continue using with her C2. You're gonna use her C2, and it will ramp up and add more and add more. And then you will get to the point of the plus 50 with this way, and this is the best strategy to use her. The flame penetration is everything that you need to know about her, and you need to stack for her to give you that maximum amount of damage. And that's all about the utility of these 3 units. People told me and kept asking me about why you're not talking about Juri. You said Juri is busted, and I stay on my word. She's busted. She's one of the hardest. She is the hardest unit to deploy the damage that you need to, because she's very complicated and complex in the way that she works. You need her maxed out first of all, and people tell me, oh, we need her to max out to work. Well, every unit when you max him out, they work massively. Like Dalsim, you need to max him out for his 6 cards, so he gives you that damage. With 3 cards, I'm doing damage with him, but it's trash actually. He needs 6 cards. End of story. Other units like Guile, you need him at plus 30 or he doesn't work. He works to a certain extent, but he's also, there's another unit that shines and deal better than him before plus 30. He needs that plus 30. How Juri works, she's very complicated and hard, and you need all the weekend buffs around her. She needs a team to play. We don't have a lot of teams, a lot of units that works with weekend. But soon, later, somebody will discover it, not me. I'm not building her. I'm trying to build her. She's S in my account. I'm trying to get her to that triple S. It's hard, but we'll get there someday. Some smart guy will use her, and she will show you how she's good, especially in PvP. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. If you didn't, I thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty. Peace.
Time to fight, time to fight.